So we're making some science films and we need some music. So where do we even start to find it? Well, we know we probably shouldn't go out there and just take music from the radio because someone's going to probably own the copyright to it. So we need some either non-copyrighted music or some royalty-free music. But what's the difference between those two? So non-copyrighted music is something that no one owns the copyright to anymore. So you're free to use it in most of your projects. And then royalty-free music is that you've got a license for it and you don't owe anyone any more money, no royalties, to use it. A good place to start looking through these kind of policies, because you're probably going to want to put your videos up on something like YouTube into the public space, is looking at what their policies are on music. Generally, if the song's out there at the moment, playing along on the radio, then and you use it and you put it on your YouTube video, it's probably going to get struck and it's going to know that you've got a copyright infringement on it, and it's going to take you back down. It'll mute your audio or it'll take it off. So have a look on here at the policies that YouTube have on what music you can and what music you can't use. There are some companies out there that give you royalty-free music. So things like Soundstripe is the one I use at the moment. I use this royalty-free music, and you can download licenses to use in certain projects. But when we go to the pricing tab on this, we find that it's for music and sound effects, it's $20 a month, $245 annually. And that's fine for someone like me who is creating a lot of content and getting paid for that content a lot. But if you just want to make some science films, make a couple per year, then you'd only be paying $20 or $12.50 per month. How about this next one? Epidemic Sound, another great place to find royalty-free music. But if we head over to the pricing section, we'll find that this one is for personal use, £10 per month. Commercial, we're up to £40 per month. In Artlist, this is one I've used a lot. Actually, I used to use this all the time. And for this one, the pricing structure looks a bit more like $16 per month or $200 annually just for the music. So these are royalty free. You can get a license to use these in your projects, which means you won't have any problems and YouTube won't strike them off. But if you just want royalty free music or music that you're free to use in your projects and no one's going to say anything, then there's a few places you can get them. So if we head over to the audio library in YouTube itself, this is music for content creators. But the extra thing that you have to do with these is give attribution. So if we head down to, say, this first one from the Seaside, this one here, if we go into no copyright music, it says here, that sounds great. But come down to this and it says that even though you can download it for free and it's safe music to use for content creators, no copyright on this music, royalty-free music and Creative Commons, we still have to make sure that we come down to this and we use this attribution. So you're free to use this song in any of your YouTube videos, but you must include the following in your video description. So copy and paste this. In fact, all of this, I imagine. Just make sure that you give the full attribution, just cover yourself and just put as much as you can in there. So even though it's copyright free and royalty free, you still have to give attribution. In the audio library, if you just Google YouTube audio music library, you'll come up with this. You can actually find in here where there's attribution not required. So you can search specifically for no attribution to go with it. But generally, if you're putting stuff on YouTube, in the description, just put in those attributions. It doesn't even matter. But audio library on YouTube is one I've used quite a lot. One of my favorites that I used to use all the time, it's just absolutely great, is one called mobygratis.com. And that's Real Life Moby right there. And Real Life Moby gives you gratis to use some of his music. It's for non-profit filmmakers, film students, I would say scientists too, in need of free music for their independent non-profit science films, video or shorts. So you can go to Moby Gratis, look for some music, and then apply to him and say, Moby, I would like to use your music in my video. And if they think that your video qualifies, they'll give you the license to use his music, Moby's music, in your video. We're also working on, in the download section, some music, a folder that you can download that's music in Science Story Lab by us as well. So we've already got a bunch of downloads in here. We're working on the music section. It might even be up there by the time this video goes out. So there's a few places where you can get royalty-free or copyrighted music or attribution style music as well. It's a little bit of a minefield, but just know that when you use music in your science film, try and make sure that the person who made that music doesn't mind you using it, whether you've paid for that license or paid for that royalty within, Soundstripe, Epidemic Sound, Artlist, or somewhere like that, or you've come over to YouTube and make sure you've put in the attribution, or you've gone straight to Moby and said, Moby, can I use your songs in my science films? I reckon he'll say yes.